Welcome back, guys. This is day 4 of your Ballet Fundamentals challenge. By now you should be starting to get the basics of everything that we're doing in ballet. Those 5 positions should be feeling much more comfortable than they were on day 1. Your feet should be starting to work on that articulation by going through the demi-point, point, demi-point, and back. You're starting to feel the connection in your arms, the difference between the rounded and the allongé positions in preparatory, 2nd, and 5th. And then maybe even you've started to master that coordination challenge. If not, that's okay. Keep practicing, guys. That's what it's here for. You can always go back, watch those videos again. They're all there for you to work on consistently, day after day, to get better at this. It's not something that you're going to master in one day. You will learn over the course of this 5 days, and then continue on with a teacher of your own, or even with me if you want to. There's lots of opportunity to develop and practice this stuff, or even then jump onto my Instagram page and watch some of the other videos of more complex movements that might be something you're interested in learning. Okay, so we've got those basics, we've got the positions, we've even started to work on plie, plie obviously meaning to bend. We've had the demi plie and the grand plie in each of those 5 positions. Depending on whether you're able to get into that 5th position or 3rd position, you worked on one of those for your grand pliés there. Okay, so using all of those things that we understand and how that all connects, we are now going to work on how we get from 1st position to 2nd position, or 2nd position to 4th position, or 4th position to 5th position. It's with a movement called battement tendu. So tendu means stretched or straightening. Battement means beat. It is basically a stretched leg on the beat. Okay, so if we have music, which we'll work with a little bit tomorrow so that you can see how this all connects, this is how we connect the movements. This is how we get from one position to the other. So what you're going to do, grabbing onto a bar or a countertop, something to keep you nice and steady. You're going to come into your 1st position. From here, you're going to press your leg down into the floor. So you're nicely rotated, everything is connected, you're pressing down into the floor, your foot is starting to move out towards the side, you go through a demi-point position, and then you point your toes. So this is why in the first day we did that demi-point and then point. Now from here, you're going to come back through demi-point, and then you're going to come back into 1st position. So that's your basic battement tendu to the side, or à la seconde. So of the 2nd, yeah? So coming out through demi-point to point, back through demi-point into 1st. We'll do that 3 more times. Demi-point, point, demi-point, close, demi-point, point, demi-point, close, demi-point, point, demi-point, close. Now, you see I've introduced a new term, demi-point and point. Demi, we know from plie, means half. So we're going through that half point, fully pointed, half point, close. Half point, fully pointed, half point, close. Keeping our foot connected with the floor as much as we can as we go through each of those positions as we possibly can. Okay? That's your tendu, or battement tendu. It will be referred to in either way. We do abbreviate it to tendu so that we're not saying battement tendu every single time that we refer to a tendu. Okay? So now we know that we can go through those positions and come back. What if we then go from 1st position to 2nd position? So we're going to go through demi-point, point the foot. Now we're going to come back through demi-point, but instead of closing back into 1st position, you're just going to place your heel down. So now you've gone from 1st position to 2nd position. Now, what if we want to go around and get into 4th position? So from here, you're going to point your foot. So go through demi-point, point, and then we're going to do what's called a rond de jambe. It's a little bit of a complex movement, but you're going to keep your heel coming forward. So your heel stays to the front, 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 until your foot is in line with your standing leg. So your toe is in line with your standing heel. Now from here, your toes are going to pull back as your heel pulls forward, and we're going to transfer our weight so that we're evenly between both feet. So that is how we go from 2nd position, point, rond de jambe, circle of the leg, place the heel down. Now from here, you're going to point your foot again. So we've come back to tendu, and now we want to close into 5th or 3rd position. So your toes are going to come back, and then we're going to close into 5th. That's it. That's the basics. That's how we move from each position. So you notice that we can also do, obviously, a battement tendu to the front. So what you're going to do, holding onto the bar, starting in first position, you're going to pull your heel forward until we get to demi-point. Point your foot, demi-point, close. Go to the side, demi-point, point, demi-point, close. Go to the back, demi-point, point, demi-point, close. One more time, side, demi-point, point, demi-point, close. So we went once to the front, or in French, devant. We went once to the side, either décoté or à la seconde of the second. We went to the back, derrière, and then we went to the side one more time. If you look at the floor and we draw a line to the front, to the side, to the back, and to the side, you've now created a cross. So we call that en croix, which means that we have done the movement front, side, back, and side. One in each direction, two in each direction. As long as you are doing it front, side, back, and side, you are going en croix. E-N-C-R-O-I-X, of a cross, or in a cross, okay? So that's the basics of tendu. Practice your tendu in each direction. The key to this is that we want to maintain that rotation that we found. So we're working on that rotation. Remember that rotation. We don't want to let the leg, as it goes out, go in so that the heel is facing the floor and we can see the heel. We want the heel to be facing up towards the ceiling. And then as we close, the toes come back. So heel comes forward, toes come back. To the side, the heel continues to stay to the front. We're not letting that leg turn in. Keeping the leg straight out to the side, toe back through the toes into first position. To the back, toes go back, point, heel comes forward. So we're not letting the leg go this way and then coming in this way. We're keeping the toes going back, heel coming forward, back in. So we're just going to practice that. That's going to be your work for today. You're going to refresh, go through everything that we've done, the rotation, the 5 positions, the pliés, demi and grand. You're going to work on your arms, finding the preparatory first, fifth, second, third, fourth. And then you're going to work on the allongé. And then you're going to work on all of that coordination that we did yesterday. And add it all in together. So add a little bit every day to your practice. So you've worked on your feet, you've worked on your positions, you've worked on your rotation, you've worked on your arms, you've worked on the first port de bras. You've challenged yourself with coordination, you've done the pliés, you've built some tendus in first position. If you're feeling really comfortable with that and you want to add a little bit more challenge, come into fifth position. Tendu, 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 tendu. When you can do one really well to each direction, do 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, you may have noticed when I did that, I used my head. So when we go to the front, your head turns to the side. When we go to the side, your head turns to the front. When we go to the back, your head turns to the side. When we go to the side, your head turns to the front. Try practicing just the lower part of the body first in first position. Then come into fifth position. Try just the lower part of the body. Don't add the head yet. Then once you feel really comfortable with that, try to add your head so that when your leg goes forward, your head is in towards the center. When your leg goes to the side, your head is straight. When your leg goes to the back, your head is turned. When your leg goes to the side, your head is straight. That's your practice. Keep adding on, guys. Keep practicing. Keep getting into this. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you some combinations that you can work with some music. And I'm going to demonstrate those combinations. And this is how you're going to practice your pliés and your tendus. And then you've got the 2 first steps that pretty much every ballet class is going to have. You've got your 5 basic positions of your feet. You've got your 5 basic positions of your arms. And you're ready to jump into a ballet class and start to learn even more, because those are the fundamentals, guys. Come back tomorrow. I'll see you for day 5. Go practice.